Alright guys, what is going on? It's a beautiful Friday, isn't it? Man. It looks awkward. Let me adjust my camera there. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great Friday. All I want to talk about today is something nobody's really talking about. Everybody's focused on Dawn and Candace, which I get the point, but I mean, guys, I can't stand. I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand to even listen to them on YouTube anymore. I mean, I don't care whose channel they're on. I mean, it's just a big nothing burger. You know, I just keep tuning in and tuning in. You're like, oh, this person's got them on their channel. This person's got them on their channel. And Candace ends up being a big nothing burger. Dawn ends up being a big nothing burger. I'm done. I'm just completely done. And then when they do, they talk about the stupidest stuff. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about something besides Dawn and Candace, because it just seems like every night someone's got one of them numbnuts on their channel, and there's nothing behind it. You know, they're either talking about other channels, going after other creators, or just, yeah. So you know what I mean. So let's talk a little bit about Grandus for a while. So how bad, in the Summer Wells case, how bad is Grandis, really? How bad of a person is she? Information out there floating around is, you know, up in Wisconsin, where she's got roots at, there was a big issue, and she wasn't around. She wasn't supposed to be around her grandkids. I'd really like to know why that is, but I think that is the case that I believe Chris McDonough, when he's talking about, you know, Grandis is attached to a sealed case, or something that's sealed. That's got to be what it is, and I'd love to find out what happened. You know what I mean? Because it couldn't have been good, right? And then people ask, well, then why was she allowed around the kids at 110 Ben Hill Road? Maybe because it happened in Wisconsin and this is Tennessee, and it doesn't apply to her while she's in Tennessee, I guess. I don't know the legalities of all that. But does it follow you throughout the entire country? I mean, let's just say, for instance, I get in trouble with CPS here, and I'm not supposed to be around any kids at all here, you know. But there again, I'm not a registered SO. As far as I know, Grandis ain't. Could have had something to do with one. But as far as I know, Grandis is not officially a registered SO. So I'm involved in that, and I'm not allowed to be around certain kids here in Tennessee. Well, we'll just say, well, I'm not allowed to be around my grandkids here in Tennessee. Would that follow me to Wisconsin if I decided to move up there? If you know the legalities of this stuff, please chime in and let me know, because everybody's like, well, if she wasn't allowed to be around the grandkids in Wisconsin, why was she allowed to be around them here? Well, 2 different states, you know what I mean? Legally, she didn't do anything, I guess, in Tennessee. But there again, I do not know specifically what the requirements for her was in Wisconsin, and did it carry a national set of rules, if you know what I mean. It'd be interesting to hear from some of you guys that might know that. And we know Grandis was with Summer the day she went missing. Not only that, pardon me guys, my allergies. I mean, not only that, but she was on the property when Summer allegedly went missing. Or Grandis was allegedly on the property when Summer went missing. To be quite frank, everything we've heard, the candy, all that stuff, I don't believe a damn word of it. And that's just my southern opinion. I don't believe a damn word of it. And I think that's what TBI is looking into, because of the timeline. The timeline ain't adding up. Their story ain't adding up. Their mentality ain't adding up. Their lack of caring for their kids ain't adding up. And they wonder why we look to parents. Go figure. But, yeah. And Grandis, bam. As soon as Summer got gone, what happened to Grandis? Took off, didn't she? Tucked her tail and got the hell out of Dodge. And I'd really like to know what she told police, though. She probably told them what they all had planned to say, Well, we've seen her say it on the news, so she's sticking with the script, too. And like I said, guys, how many people is going to be indicted in all this? Let me know in the comments below if you think Grandis will be indicted. I mean, these ain't your typical, mom working at the grocery store, dad working at the chemical plant kind of people. these are allegedly some hardcore criminals raising a bunch of kids when, in my opinion, they shouldn't have had any to begin with. I mean, before all this went down, how many did Grandis lose, right? By the way, thank you guys for riding with me. I do. I hope you like these little rides that we take. But, yeah. I know, Hawkins County doesn't have body cams and all that stuff. But it still doesn't stop the fact that police can use their cell phones to record you. I was watching a show the other night. Unfortunately, these two boys helped to do their dad in. And they got caught throwing some evidence into a pond or a lake or something like that. And some woman called the cops because they were throwing stuff into the lake. Turns out, as the cops were questioning them, they don't have body cams, right? What they do have is their cell phones. So they hit video, they hit record, and just nonchalantly hey man, what's going on? You got a call that you're throwing stuff into the lake. Now, is there anything in these trash bags that's going to be concerning to us when we pull them in? And you can hear one of the boys go, I don't want to say anything. So yeah, just because police don't have body cameras don't mean they still can't record you. They've got their cell phones, and I guarantee you, as slick as they are, they used them. I guarantee you Detective Pruitt, probably even some of the officers, they know how to improvise. But I'd love to hear Grandis's explanation of things that night. The tone in her voice. Matter of fact, I'd like to hear Candace and Dawn's too. I wonder how long it took them to call bullshit, you know what I mean? It doesn't really sound like it took too long. Because to me, even on the dispatch call, it sounded to me, halfway into it, that they were suspicious, you know what I mean? I think they knew something was up. And, but yeah, I'd love to, I would love to have heard what not Candace, but Grandis told the cops that she was talking to. I'd like to hear her account of what happened, you know what I mean? And the tone in her voice, and was she calm like it was just another night? I hear Candace wouldn't even come outside to talk to him. But yeah, just because they don't have body cameras doesn't mean there's not footage. I just want to let you all know that. So, but with all this rigmarole, all three of them is going with, and sticking to this script, if you will, that they're all given. I'm gonna say, in my opinion, I think Grandis is involved, and I wouldn't doubt one bit when the grand jury hands down indictments. Ugh, Grandis will be one. I think, we're all expecting Dawn, Candace, and Grandis to be indicted. But who else? Who else? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about. So stay tuned for that video. We'll talk about who else could be indicted in this case. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and riding along. And I'll see you on the next video.